It's a bright city morning in a rich country. Glass towers, full cafes, shiny cars. And then you open your bank app and see $27. You're working, you're trying, you're not reckless, but somehow you still feel financially trapped. If you earn a low or middle income and you keep asking, how am I broke in a place that looks so successful? This video is for you. In the US, about 37% of adults say they couldn't cover a $400 emergency with cash or something like it. That's not a rare edge case. That's a big slice of normal life. It means millions of people are one surprise away from panic, late fees, or a credit card spiral. This is Wealth Mentor Pro, where every lesson is a step closer to your freedom. In the next few minutes, I'm going to give you 5 blunt truths about why this happens, and then 3 simple switches you can actually pull to build real control again, even if your income is modest. Not hype, not shame, just a clear plan you can use. I've had months where I avoided my bank app like it was a horror movie. Here's brutal truth number 1. In a rich country, the view can look golden while your street still feels dark. Housing quietly takes the month before the month even begins. In the US, nearly half of renter households spend more than 30% of their income on housing. Some spend over 50%. When that happens, there isn't much budget left to manage. Imagine $2,400 a month after tax. Rent is $1,450. Add utilities and a phone bill, maybe another $250. Now you're down to about $700 for food, transport, and everything else. Then the car needs a $480 repair. You didn't make a bad choice. You just ran out of room. Do this today, even if you hate lists. Write your 3 non-negotiables for the month on one page. Housing, food, getting to work. That's your floor. Everything else comes after. Because the cost of ignoring this truth isn't just money. It's sleep, focus, patience. It turns small problems into big ones. And here's the question that keeps people stuck. If rent is the main problem, why does the crash still happen even when you cut extras? Why does the paycheck still disappear? Brutal truth number 2. Wages can rise on paper while life still gets heavier in the real world. Across many rich countries, real wages are only recently recovering, and in many places they're still behind where they were before the inflation surge. You can work just as hard and still feel like you're sliding backward because basics moved faster than your pay. This is where a lot of videos miss something important. They treat the story like it ends at inflation and housing, and then they jump to generic advice like just budget or cut coffee. If you're already squeezed, that kind of advice can feel like being told to mop the floor while the ceiling is leaking. Because brutal truth number 3 is what I call the poverty penalty. When money is tight, life charges you more for being tight. Fees, bad timing, higher interest. One slip doesn't just cost you the bill, it costs you the punishment attached to the bill. Picture payday on Friday, but your biggest bills hit Monday and Tuesday. Your balance dips low. One overdraft fee is $35, then another $35 because the first fee lowered your balance and triggered the second. Suddenly, you're down $70 for nothing. If that happens once a month, that's $840 a year. That's groceries. That's a starter emergency fund. That's the difference between calm and chaos. Do this today. Pick one bill and call to move the due date closer to after payday. Just one. It's not glamorous, but it protects your week. And if you don't do it, the cost adds up quietly. Fees don't only take money. They teach your brain to expect failure, so you stop looking, stop planning, and start surviving day to day. Now that earlier question has a real answer. The paycheck doesn't vanish because you bought one too many small treats. The month collapses because rent is heavy, timing is unfair, and fees are expensive. Brutal truth number 4 is harder to say out loud. Work doesn't always protect you anymore. In the EU, a meaningful share of employed people are still considered at risk of poverty. In the UK, it's been around 1 in 5 by some measures. In wealthy places, a job can be real and still not be enough. You can feel that truth in the details. The second job you didn't want, the extra shift that keeps your head above water, the choice between a dentist visit and the electric bill. In the US, multiple job holding sits around 5% in recent data. That's millions of people stitching life together with overtime and second schedules. Imagine you earn $3,200 a month. You're not unemployed, you're not idle, but childcare is $900, transport is $250, and groceries keep creeping up. The credit card becomes the bridge between weeks. Not for luxury, for timing, for normal life. Do this today. Write down the one income lever that has the best chance of moving in the next 6 months. Not a fantasy leap. One lever, a certificate, a role shift, a better employer in the same kind of work, a negotiated raise, or even a more reliable schedule. If you don't name the lever, you drift. And drifting is expensive. Brutal truth number 5 is the most invisible one. In a rich country, comparison is everywhere, and it's loud. You see full carts, new phones, trips, renovations, but you don't see what's behind it. Family help, old mortgages, debt, or the quiet anxiety that never makes it into a photo. When you measure your life by what you see, you'll always feel behind. And when you feel behind, you make rushed money decisions. You borrow too fast. You punish yourself too hard, or you stop checking altogether. But here's what almost no one tells you. The goal isn't to win money in one big moment. The goal is to make your month more predictable. When your month becomes predictable, your nervous system calms down. When you're calm, you make better choices, and better choices add up. Quick question, if you want to share it. What bill hits you first after payday and instantly makes you feel the squeeze? Now let's talk about control. Not perfect control, real control. 3 switches. Simple enough to remember when you're tired. Rule 1. Build a tiny buffer before you try to build a big future. The benefit is immediate. A buffer buys you time, and time prevents panic decisions. Start with $50, then $250. Then work toward $1,000. If you save $10 a week, that's about $80 in 2 months. It's not dramatic. It's a floor. If you can, keep it separate from your spending money. Even a basic savings pocket helps. And here's the mindset shift that matters. If you use the buffer for a real emergency, that's not failure, that's success. The buffer did its job. The only loss is pretending you don't need one and then paying for it in fees or debt. Rule 2. Stop new fees and stop the snowball first. The benefit is that this is one of the fastest raises you can give yourself because fees and high interest carry no value back to you. If you prevent 2 $35 overdrafts a month, that's $70 back. In a year, that's $840 you keep. Pick one protection and set it today. A low balance alert. A calendar reminder 2 days before bills. A rule that auto pay doesn't run if your account is empty. Call and ask for a hardship plan or a due date move. Many providers would rather get paid slowly than not at all. And if you're carrying card balances, focus on keeping them from growing while you stabilize the month. This isn't personal financial advice. It's a calm principle. Stop the bleeding before you try to run. Rule 3. Trade small certainty now for bigger earning power later. The benefit is that income margin changes everything. It turns emergencies into inconveniences. It turns never into not yet. Aim for the first step. Even a $1 per hour raise can be roughly $160 more per month for full-time work. That can become groceries, debt relief, or a stronger buffer. Choose one path with a real timeline. 3 to 6 months is long enough to matter and short enough to hold. One skill, one credential, one set of applications each week. Ask for more hours or a better shift if that's your lever. If your job will never budge, your plan isn't to hope harder. Your plan is to move. And now let's go back to the opening image, that $27 moment in your bank app. Here's a 1-minute ritual that changes what that number does to you. Once a week, write one line, margin equals income minus fixed costs minus fees. Then circle what you can touch this week. Maybe it's one due date, maybe it's $10 into the buffer, maybe it's one phone call that removes a fee, maybe it's one application for a better job. In a rich country, we can't control the whole economy, but we can build a floor under our feet. That's what not being left behind looks like at the start. It looks small, it looks boring, it looks like quiet control. If you're living this right now, don't let the country's wealth make you feel like your struggle is imaginary. Your life is not a statistic, but the statistics prove you're not alone. Keep building the floor. Keep making the month more predictable. And when you're ready, come back to Wealth Mentor Pro for the next step closer to freedom. If this helped you feel a little more grounded, you can like the video and subscribe for more calm, practical money guidance. And if you want to keep going, watch the suggested next video after this one.